I am so excited to be doing this video. I feel like I've had baby names on my phone since I was like a teenager, so maybe even younger, so this is just so exciting for me. Let me just start off by saying that I'm still 24 weeks. I'm only filming this a few days later from when I filmed my 24-week pregnancy update, so yeah, no new updates from there. So another thing I have to mention is that my husband and I have the weirdest agreement when it comes to baby names, and a lot of people would say, oh, that's so bad, don't do that, you know, you're going to regret it, whatever. But we don't regret this at all. So when I was even just dating my husband years ago, I told him that if we have a boy, this is going to be his name, and there's no two ways about it. I've always had this feeling in my heart that this would be my first son's name, and my feeling has not changed years later. So even this pregnancy, I'm like, look, if this is a boy, this is his name. There's no, you can't fight me on it. That's it. And he's like, all right, fine. That's fine. I will, I like the name. It's not like I don't like it, but you're choosing it 100%. So he's like, the deal is, if you get to pick the boy's name, I get to pick the girl's name. So we find out it's a girl. He gets to pick her name. But I do have to like the name. That's the agreement. So he picks it, but I have to like it. If he picks a name, which he did pick a couple that I was like, no, I don't like it at all, then, he didn't pick that one. But that being said, her name was never on my list of names that I loved. But I do love her name now. It totally grew on me. I did like it to begin with. It's very unique. It's different. You probably don't know anybody with this name, but it's not made up or hard to spell. Her middle name I chose, and it also has a little story and meaning behind it. So, when we do announce her name when she's born, I'll definitely give you that story. And the boy's name that I love, it's not super uncommon or unique. It's actually a pretty common name. I just love it so much. So if we ever have a boy, you'll see what the name is. It's just the best name ever. So there's definitely more girl names that I like than boys' names because I've had that one boy's name that I've loved for so long. I never really looked into a lot of boys' names. So yeah, I'm going to start this video. I'm going to leave out one of the girls' names that we might potentially use for a second kid, and I'm going to leave out the name that I love for a boy. My husband and I want 2 kids, but maybe 3 depending where we are in our lives. So I'm going to leave out one girl's name and one boy's name, and who knows, maybe one of these names will be a name that we choose for our future kids because I do love them so much. But yeah, so let's get started. I'm going to do all of the boys' names first, and then I will do the girls' names. Pulling out my handy dandy notepad of names that I've had on my phone forever. And yes, they have changed over time. Some of them have stayed the same, like my boy name, always the same. But a lot of the girls' names, I feel like they've changed over time. So I believe I have, let me see how many girls' names I'm going to share with you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. About 13 girl names. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. About 10 boy names. Alright, so starting with the boys' names. The first name that I absolutely love is Theodore. But I would also consider just using Theo as a name too. I absolutely loved that name. Theodore, Theo is just so cute. My husband didn't love the name, so that would be a reason that we wouldn't use that name, and because I just, always had that one boy's name that I love. The next name is Levi. I really like Levi for a boy. It does remind me of the Jean Company, which is one reason why I might, not want to use it. But I do think Levi is just so cute. The next name is Archie. Archie is adorable. Archie reminds me of a TV show I watched, which is, not the best way to get a name, I guess, but it's just so cute. The only reason I probably wouldn't want to use Archie is because I don't think it ages well. I don't think I can see like a grown man being named Archie. It sounds more like a nickname, and I don't like any of the full names for Archie as a nickname, so that's one reason I wouldn't use it. The next name is Elliot. I love, love, love this name. I actually had a friend who had a little brother named Elliot, and his dad would always call him El, and I just thought it was adorable. But Elliot is really getting popular now, so that's one reason I would not want to use the name, but I still do love Elliot. My husband is also not a huge fan of Elliot, so that's another reason that it probably would not be used, at least in my house. Okay, the next boy's name that I really like is Talon. T-A-L-E-N, Talon. Tal, I just think that's so cute. Reason that I wouldn't use it is because people always say like, oh, Talon, like, like the bird claw, like T-A-L-L-O-N, I think it is. But it's totally different from that, so I don't see that. But like my husband even brought that up. He's like, no, it reminds me of like the bird's claw or whatever. I'm like, oh, that is not, that's not the name. It's Talon. I just think it's so cute and so unique. The next boy name that I really like is Arlo. Arlo is so adorable, but again, I don't know if it ages that well. I don't know if I could see a grown man being named Arlo. Maybe? I really do like that name. I actually never even brought that name up to my husband, so maybe we could use it. Another name I really like is Oliver. Ollie. So cute. Oliver is just so popular now. I've always loved that name, but it just has picked up in so much popularity. I feel like some famous like YouTubers name their kids Oliver, and I don't know. It's a little too common now, trendy for my taste. The next name is Ellis for a boy, which I really like. I like EL names, which you'll see even for my girl names. Ellis is adorable, but I'm from New Jersey, so when I hear Ellis, I think of Ellis Island in New York. And it reminds me of like school field trips when I was like, I don't know, 10 years old. So that's the reason I probably wouldn't use that name. The next name is Luca. I have a friend who lives in North Carolina now, but she used to live in New Jersey, and her first son's name was Luca. And I've always loved that name. I think it's really cute for a boy. It does age well, which I really like, but the only thing that throws me off about Luca is the A at the end. It just gives it like a feminine feel. I don't love the A ending for a boy's name, which is why the next name on my list I would not use, but I still like. It's Ezra. I like Ezra for a boy, but again, the A at the end just makes it feel feminine to me, so I wouldn't personally use it, but those two names I do really like. The last name I like for a boy is Remy. Remy is so cute. But again, I don't think it ages that well because it is like a cutesy name. But Remy is a name that I did really like for a boy. Okay, moving on to my girl names. So the first name on my girls list is a name that I wanted to name our daughter. This is the name I fought my husband on because remember I said in the beginning that he gets to choose the girl's name. But the name I wanted to choose was Elle. Just E-L-L-E, Elle, and that's it. I really wanted Elle to be her name, and I was really fighting him on it. But he gets to choose the girl's name at the end of the day. And you're like, well, why would you put that in here if, if you really liked it? The reason is because I probably won't use it anymore. So I really did love this name forever because my name is Danielle, so it's D-A-N-I-E-L-L-E. So if I just named her Elle, she would have a piece of my name in her name, which is just so adorable. I just love that so much. But a reason that I probably wouldn't use it now, thinking back, is because all the EL names for girls are just so popular now. You have like Elsie, Ella, Eloise, like they're just like too many. It's like she'll be one of like 5 L's in her class. So I did give up on my Elle name, but that probably would have been my choice for her name if my husband wasn't able to pick her name. So that being said, Elle and Elsie were 2 names on my girls list, but they kind of go together. All right, the next name on my girls list is Mila. I love Mila. Mila is so pretty. It's different, but it's not too different. The only reason I probably wouldn't use it is because my husband is obsessed with Mila Kunis, and I don't think I would want him thinking of his like celebrity crush every time he said our daughter's name. I don't know if that's a good reason not to use a name or not. Okay, the next name that I absolutely love is Ayla. Ayla is so cute. It reminds me of Kayla, but it's definitely less common than Kayla. Ayla is just so pretty. It's very feminine, has 2 A's in it, and I just really like feminine sounding names that are kind of short. The next name I absolutely love is Tatum. Now, I don't like the traditional spelling of Tatum, T-A-T-U-M. To me, that sounds like and looks like Tatum, which I don't like. So if I were to ever use Tatum, I would want to use T-A-Y-T-U-M. And I feel like everybody hates when you change spellings of names, so it's probably why I wouldn't use it. But I don't know why everybody hates it. It's like, I think Tatum, T-A-Y-T-U-M, is a much understood spelling than T-A-T-U-M. That's Tatum. I don't like that at all. Tatum, T-A-Y, like Taylor. So another reason I wouldn't use Tatum is because Tay names are also kind of popular. Like I said, Taylor, you know, just T-A-Y, Tay. But adorable name. Love it. The next name that I really like is Vivian. Vivian is not, you know, like a trendy, new, unique name. Vivian is actually a very like old school name, but I love Vivi. Like Vivi, V, baby V as a nickname. I just think that is so cute. The only reason I wouldn't use Vivian is because I did have this lady that I knew named Viviana when I was growing up, and I really did not like this lady. So she kind of killed the name for me in that sense, but I do really like that name. The next name that I really like is Sienna. Sienna is very pretty. It's also very trendy right now, which is probably a reason I wouldn't use it, just because it is so trendy, I guess. But Sienna is so pretty. My husband doesn't like it because, you know, it's like a place, and just like the next name I'm about to say that I love, he also doesn't like it because it is associated with like a place, I guess, like, you know, Sienna. The next one is Vienna. I love Vienna. I think that's such a pretty name. Again, it has the V in it, the V-I. I love this name. My husband does not. So, unfortunately, it's a name that I will not be able to use, but Vienna to me is just so pretty. It's feminine, it flows, it has the V nickname that I like. Gorgeous name. The next name that I really like is Senna. Just S-E-N-N-A. Not Sienna, just Senna. I like this name because it's different, it's easy to spell and say. The other reason is that it's not very common. It's less common than Sienna. The only reason I don't like it is because Senna sounds like sinner. I don't know, it's so bad. But it just reminds me of like sinner, like Senna, sinner. Such a stupid reason not to use the name, but I really, really do like the name Senna. Alright, the next name on my list is Sorelle. So this, again, has the E-L-L-E at the end, which I love, but it's not, you know, an L name. Sorelle. It's very pretty. It actually, I saw it on the box that my baby's crib came in. I guess the company is named Sorelle. But I said to my husband, I was like, oh my god, that's such a pretty name, like Sorelle. I really liked it. And he was like, yeah, it's kind of nice, so I don't know. I just really like that name, and I feel like I don't know anybody with that name, and I don't even know if I've ever heard it. I never looked it up, so if anybody knows somebody with that name or knows anything about that name, let me know. The next name on my list is Lila. Lila is just so pretty. How could you not like the name Lila? It's just so gorgeous. It flows so pretty. It reminds me of like a lilac. It's just Lila. It's just a perfect name. I just really love that name. My husband, unfortunately, does not like Lila, so that's a name that we can't use. The next name on my list is Nina. I love the name Nina. It's such like a sporty, strong, but still feminine name. The reason I can't use Nina is because it's what we call my sister. My sister's full name is Christina, but my dad actually wanted to name my sister Nina. So when she was born, he just started calling her Nina, and it stuck. So now everybody calls her Nina, even though her full name is Christina. So I don't think I would name my baby after my sister. That would also just get confusing because, you know, my sister is still, she's kind of young, so she's always going to be like around, and I just don't want two Ninas. But Nina is a great name. So if you're looking for a name, Nina is awesome. The last name on my girls list that I'm going to share with you is Isla. I love, love, love this name, but I don't like the traditional spelling of Isla. So, again, when you change the spelling of a name, everybody goes crazy, which is why I won't probably use this name, but I love the spelling Eila. It's like the way you would pronounce Eileen, Isla. The Eila just looks so much prettier than Isla in my opinion, and it still has that gorgeous feminine sound. So those are all the names that I'm going to share with you today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know if you guys like any of these names or dislike, or what you think. Alright, bye!